I'm Daniel Pierce. I'm the Managing Director of TTG Media. And I'm delighted to be to play a small part in the promotion of this most exciting and most fast-moving of tourism sectors here at World Travel Market this year. Last year, wellness really arrived at WTM with the first sessions, and I was involved in a session up in one of the galleries. And it's great to be here on the main stage, talking about the real trailblazers of wellness tourism. Some of you may already have been to some of the exciting sessions around WTM. There was a session yesterday I attended on the art of wellness tourism. That was a bit more about the theory. Today's session is a little more about the practice. We're going to hear some fascinating examples, some real nuggets and some real food for thought on tourism businesses, tourism authorities, tourism boards who are really taking advantage of the wellness tourism explosion. Now bear in mind, this is a sector that, according to the Global Wellness Institute, was worth 490 billion, that's billion, last year, the whole wellness sector. And the Institute is predicting that by 2017, wellness will be responsible for 690 billion of sales globally. Those are big numbers. And let's find out from our illustrious panel just why those numbers are so big. I'm going to join them in a minute, but we'll be introducing you to our first panelist here, Dr. Arabiat. Dr. Arabiat is the Managing Director of the Jordan Tourist Board, and they can lay a claim to having some truly unique tourism properties and attractions that are just right for this market. We're going to meet with Lisa Renfors, the tourism product specialist from Visit Finland, who will be giving her unique perspective on this market. We'll move on to Dr. Elizabeth Ixmayer, the co-founder of Healing Hotels of the World. And we'll also hear from Eva Stravs-Podlagar, the head of the Directorate for Tourism and Internationalization for Slovenia. So please welcome our panel. Thank you. Now, panel, we're going to begin by coming to each of you one by one, just for you to explain a little bit more about your position in this market, your stakeholding in wellness tourism, and just how big the opportunity you feel is. Let's start with you, Eva. Please do introduce yourself a little more to our guests this afternoon.
Thank you. It's really great to be here and to share with you our story about the development of wellness tourism in Slovenia. So starting with, Slovenia is a country with 2 million population and 10 million overnights and 2 billion revenue from tourism. And 1/3 of the overnights are coming from wellness sector. So we definitely believe that wellness is a very important part of general tourism in Slovenia. It's also a strong tradition. Already 600 years ago, the first written document is about the healing waters in one of the spa resorts in Slovenia. And we have association of the spa resorts, which is 50 years old. So we have a slogan, I feel Slovenia, I feel love, because it's the only country with the word love in the name. And as you know, the love and well-being starts with loving yourself. I mean, to have a positive attitude about yourself and your life. So another slogan is Slovenia Green, Active, Healthy. And healthy goes for the spa resorts, 14 of them in Slovenia. So we are very proud that for a year we have a new Minister for Economic Development and Technology, where tourism is part of it. And Minister comes from one of the most famous, I could say, and best spa resorts in Slovenia. So we have a great big support to have a minister who understands tourism in general, who understands the spas in general, and what we can, of course, do more, because our goals are, so if I said that 10 million overnights, let's say almost 3 million in spa resorts, and 2 billion income in euros. Our goal is 3.5 overnights in spa resorts, and 3 billion in general from tourism in Slovenia.
Okay.
So, yeah, spa, very important, and of course, we are keeping tradition on.
Oh, I think Slovenia have already won the prize for marketing this afternoon. Are you sure there's no other country in the world with love in the...
Yes. Nobody said, so I'm sure. Between 167, yeah.
No, great statistic. Okay, well, thank you, and very interesting to hear how, and also how you have the engagement from the top level in Slovenia. So how important it is to tourism in the country. Let's move on to Healing Hotels of the World. Elizabeth, tell us a little more about Healing Hotels of the World and your own position.
Yeah, I like to. And thank you very much for bringing up love. And I have to say, it's also in the center of Healing Hotels of the World. Healing Hotels of the World is a global brand for hotels and resorts who are committed to healing and who offer holistic health. And right now in our portfolio, we have 108 hotels, and we are very lucky about the number. It's a lucky number in the Indian tradition. And they are in 46 countries, actually everywhere in the world. From Saudi Arabia, it's a new addition you wouldn't think, to South America, to Bhutan, to, of course, Asia, Europe. A lot of resorts are in Europe. And what we focus on is really holistic health. We understand this spa and health movement not only on a physical side, but we think health is holistic. It has a lot to do with the mind. And it's taking responsibility for your own well-being, being proactive, understanding why you feel, how you feel, and it's not only be responsible for yourself, but we also see it to be responsible for the world around you, for social issues. So we have a huge set of criteria which we hotels who apply to be members have to fill out, and it's about the healing part, but also it's about social responsibility, sustainability.
So it's very much, as we heard in yesterday's session, it's very much not just about the spa at the back of the hotel.
Not at all. It's about looking at the hotel. It's also a holistic view on the hotel. Yeah. It's not about only the spa, but what is your experience when you are in the hotel?
Yeah.
This is about
the authenticity.
Authenticity,
resort.
and just amazing resorts and amazing owners. They have the amazing stories to tell, and I see it as a global movement for the betterment of the world, not less.
Wow, we're hearing some big things here. We're hearing about love and global movements for the betterment of the world. Wow.
Yeah.
How great. I'm going to come back to some of those examples. I'm really interested to hear some more about those. But yes, Lisa, perhaps you could introduce yourself some more too.
Well, Finland is most probably doesn't come into mind when you think of well-being tourism at the moment. It is coming. So we can't boast such long traditions as Slovenia, for instance. And we are very much concentrating on the same ethics as you are in your business. So our main emphasis in well-being tourism is in the nature. We are basing our product on the nature. Our slogan is natural harmony and luxury from Finnish nature. So that is the main focus in our program. We have been continuously developing well-being themes since 2005, and are starting this year to promote it also abroad. So we have a growth program called FinRelax. We have given it the name FinRelax, and it concentrates on 4 thematical points, which is obviously the Finnish sauna, then our pure nature, water, silence, health from the forest, so our nature as such, Finnish traditional healing methods, which are not very well known yet internationally, but will be, I promise you that, and also food. Food is very important in well-being business.
Yes.
And not only healthy food, but also organically grown and local food.
Okay, some good themes for us to
Yes.
return to there as well. You're interested to find out where that decision came from in 2004 as well. Did it come from nowhere? But we'll come back to
yes,
that in a
okay.
bit. But Dr. Arabi, Managing Director of the Jordan Tourist Board, delighted you could join us, and thank you for allowing the ladies to go first. Do please introduce a little more about yourself and about Jordan's position with regards to wellness tourism.
Thank you, Dan, but really it's unfair to talk after these beautiful ladies about the wellness, but I will do my best.
Okay.
Talking about Jordan and the product that we have in terms of the wellness and the spas and the medical segment that we have. To start with, Jordan is a small country that offer a lot. We have a lot to offer in terms of the diversity of the experience that we have, starting from the history and culture, Petra, of course, and the other 21,000 archaeological sites in Jordan. And, of course, the medical and the wellness is part of the segments that we are trying to introduce and promote, in addition to the adventure segment and the religious experiences and the eco experience. Talking precisely about the wellness. Jordan, we are blessed with a really unique selling point, which is the Dead Sea. The Dead Sea representing the experience where it's considered the largest natural spa in the world. It's located 420 meters below the sea level. And of course, the oxygen concentration there is 10% more. So we have the product and we have the experience, and we're trying to sell the authentic experience where we combine the location or the site itself, the Dead Sea, with another experiences, especially that it's located next to the baptism site, where the spiritual atmosphere is there, and we present the food. We combine the food with the organic food and the Jordanian food, which is part of the experience. The Dead Sea itself, it's a success story that we can start promoting, especially that the minerals and the concentration of the salt in the water are considered one of the best places to for patients to come for the some diseases related to the skin or for the relaxation. And now the Dead Sea considered one of the best places to do meditation, especially at night or the sunset. Mainly, this is the prime location that we have. We have another locations, which is the hyperthermal waterfalls in Ma'in and other places in Tafila.
Yes.
These experiences now, the medical and the insurance companies looking for Jordan as a destination of choice where they can send their patients, they can send their consumers for medical purposes or for luxury or wellness experiences. We have a lot to offer, actually, and we are trying our best to introduce Jordan as a destination of choice for many companies, insurance companies, travel agents, tour operators. And now we are doing a big campaign here in the UK, in Germany, and France. It's an aggressive and full-fledged marketing campaign to introduce Jordan as a destination of choice, where the authenticity of the place and the people and the hospitality of the Jordanians.
And I suppose because of the Dead Sea and what you have there, the uniqueness of the Dead Sea, you really are trailblazers in this area, and tourism, wellness tourism to Jordan has been going on for a very long time indeed.
Yes, sure, yeah. I think, now we are trying our best just to communicate. It's a matter of marketing, how you introduce yourself, how you package yourself, and you add these experiences that cater for the needs of the consumers.
Yes.
And we're trying to work closely with the tour operators, with the hotels, and the service providers, that we put it in a manner that to be attractive and catchy to the consumers.
Yes, yes. Okay, so let's hear a little more about the genuine trailblazers in this area. And Elizabeth, I know you know and you travel to many healing hotels of the world.
Yeah, sure.
Give us some examples. Who's doing this well?
Yeah, sure. Actually, Healing Hotels was found through the experience of one of these trailblazers, you say?
Yes.
And I want to also mention the name. It's Ananda in the Himalayas. And I want to speak a little bit about the story, because the best healing hotels are the ones where the owners are really passionate about what they are doing. And in this case, it's a gentleman who comes from the Oberoi family and a very luxurious Indian hotel chain, and he wanted to create something different. He wanted to honor the Indian spiritual tradition and the Indian healing tradition. And he created a wonderful place up 1,000 meters in the first hills of the Himalayas. It's very luxurious. He knows how to do luxury. And at the same time, it keeps the spirit of the Indian the authenticity of the place. So the atmosphere is fantastic. It's above Rishikesh, which is a hub of the yogic tradition. And so in the morning you get up, you meditate, then you have a yoga session, open air, with wonderful yoga teachers who are really rooted. They know what they say. And then you go to have breakers in open air. And already by then, you're flying. So our experience is that through this hotel, through this atmosphere, through what they have to offer, in a very short time, in a very, very short time, you get a new level of health, of well-being, of happiness. And Ananda means happiness, so it's really fulfilled its name. So that's the experience of healing hotels. So we have many places around the world. They are different, of course. They pick up the tradition of their countries. They are and we encourage that because every country has its healing traditions. And it's so wonderful.
Yes. Well, we hear so much these days around luxury travel, that luxury travelers want an experience over a destination. Something that they take away in their heads rather than in their hands. Right. And this plays very well into this sector, doesn't it?
That's the experience is at the center. And what we see is people, of course, we are here the customer comes to us and says, I want this and this and that, and they don't mind where it is. They want the experience. They want we cater to what they need, so they don't mind where it is. It's exactly what you say.
Yes, yes, exactly. Although let's hear a little more from Slovenia now. Because your story is pretty interesting, isn't it, over the past few years? Because this goes back some time, Slovenia's move into wellness.
Yes, and in a way, if you have a strong tradition and the world is changing very quickly, and tourism in particular, so you must stay very active, very open to new things, and of course innovative as well. Otherwise, you are staying behind.
Yes.
So I think that regarding wellness and selfness, we did quite a good job. Of course, everything is about human touch. It's about getting the destination and the country and feeling the country where you are. Because, okay, we have very strong healing and hot water, but nevertheless, you need investments, you need right way how to deal with guests, and of course also to the different groups of guests. And I think that some of our wellness centers, they were very good also doing with the families. Not only, I mean, for different period of life, you need different service, but also in wellness, if you travel together, let's say single mothers with the daughters, it's very good to let them know how to deal with stress later on in the life. This is also a bounding way how to find the contact in family. So some of our centers are also doing.
How can a hotel encourage that sort of thing? I mean, give us some practical examples.
Yeah, I know that, let's say, we know that the kids, when they are in teenagers' time, they have their own language, their own way of communication. Yeah. So before us, it was here a digital panel. And in one of our spa resorts, they are addressing the young people with their own text language. So what they would do in spa, it's all written as they would send in a short text. And of course, also the service is different for mom and different and very attractive to the teenager. This is one way. And as you all pointed out, it's the food. So we are saying 0 kilometers, 100% taste. We are lucky enough that we do have a lot of possibilities for local food. And of course, to well-being, wellness, I think it's where to start. That we all know that we have to invest in our well-being in order to survive through 60 years of hard working.
Yes,
and to share this with our family.
Yeah.
And experience. And people, they like wellness experience. They would like to experience it in different part of the world. So, yeah, authenticity is really very important.
So do we think any destination can just get into wellness tourism, or it needs to be authentic, doesn't it? It needs to come from the destination. Is that a challenge in Finland? No disrespect to Finland, but is that a challenge with your experience?
It is a challenge. It is certainly a challenge.
How authentic is that? You know, the coming into
well,
wellness.
I would say that Finland is rather authentic in anyhow. So we don't tend into faking things in a way.
Yeah. You're a genuine people, a genuine country.
But it is challenging because you have to convince the people in our country first that it is worthwhile to invest in this. And then, of course, also our visitors. So it's not so easy. But we, as I said, we are basing it on a few very, very strong points we have. And that will help it.
What are those points, for example?
Those 4 points I noticed already, or said already, so sauna and the really pure nature, which we are lucky to have still, and lots of plenty of pure water as well. So those are things that are important for us as Finns, so why don't we give it to our visitors as well? We tend to go to a cottage every summer to relax after a busy work year. So that's one thing which we can offer our visitors as well. So they go to a very nicely furbished cottage with nice services and have the Finnish sauna and have their rowing boat by the lakeside and things like that. So that's the Finnish way of doing well-being.
And are many hotels, many businesses latching onto this, or is it being led by the tourism board?
No.
The businesses are coming behind
businesses
it.
are very much behind it.
Yeah.
There are different versions of it, of course, obviously. It is also the demand. The domestic demand is very much for families, for instance. So very many of our spas cater to that. So they serve the families, so they are not so tranquil and pampering and relaxing spas as here, for instance, very much so.
Yeah.
But still.
Yeah. And Dr. Rabiat, are you finding that in Jordan as well, that the businesses are coming behind this, that they're latching onto it, that they're making money out of this opportunity?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Talk about the business and the investments in these areas, the product or the sites that offering the wellness experiences. Now, for example, we have $3.5 billion investment in the Dead Sea in terms of the resorts, hotels, clinics now. All the investors are looking to this destination, to this site as a unique selling point. We're having this big investment in the area. And in addition to that, the role of the tourism boards, I want to share this experience with my colleagues here. You need to define the needs of the consumer, your customers, what he needs. So you know that these days, all the people, they need just to relax, to switch their phones and to go on a destination for meditation, to relax and to have a special and authentic experience. So since you define your consumer and the needs, so you can design the product accordingly. And I give you, for example, now the Dead Sea, considered one of the destinations that attract the MICE business, which is the business tourism, where the congresses, conferences are there. We have a big convention center. We combine the business tourism after they do after the workshops or the conference, they can spend or extend the length of stay to have this unique experience in the Dead Sea and go to the baptism site. And while they are there, they can go to visit Petra and Wadi Rum. So you have this diversity of experiences in 2-3 days. This is the package that you need to offer to your consumers. In addition to that, the oxygen concentration in the area, I'm always keep saying to the big companies, to the corporates, send your designers, your innovative people to do a retreat in the Dead Sea. Definitely they will create something new because of the oxygen. That will be in their minds.
Creates a lot of creative
ideas
people.
Because of the oxygen. Yeah. So you need to,
Is that true?
to send. Yes, it's true, by the way.
Okay.
It's true. So, and by the way, it's my personal experience. And I heard that from our guests and the tourists.
Yeah.
They told me that in the Dead Sea, when we just sleep for 3 hours or 4 hours, equivalent to 12 or 13 hours in our countries.
Wow.
This is because of the oxygen. You feel, you wake up very active and start your day because of the oxygen.
And you market that statistic?
Yes, you market these experiences.
Yeah.
And another thing, you save money in the Dead Sea because there are an extra layers, because you are 420 meters below the sea level. There is an extra layers that protect your skin. So from the sunshine. So you don't need to buy the sunblock while you're swimming in the Dead Sea.
Yeah.
So this you will save at least $100 for the sunblock.
Brilliant.
So these unique experiences and we are now communicating and selling to our consumers. And I hope that we will receive more tourists to the Dead Sea and for Jordan next year.
And are there similar strong points that you can market, Eva?
Strong. I would say that.
How can you compete with that? A
How
destination
hard
that
with
adds to your creativity.
But
lets you
in
sleep more.
Slovenia, I would say that one of the very strong group of guests in wellness segment, there are also people, they want to be active for a while, active as a person in sport, to discover actively where they are, also active in discovering gastronomy, and then half of a day or a few hours really then relax and having a feeling that they deserved or all this wellness treatment and that they really did something for themselves. So also to be green, active, healthy, it goes with wellness as well.
Being active is a very important part of well-being, isn't it?
And I think that also you can see that the locals are living in the way with this same way of living. And so that's no wonder that next 2 years we will have also our slogan will be healing waters. So healing waters from wellness and spa perspective, from the fact that we still have a drinkable water, which is also great, and rivers and the sea, so healing waters, but starting with perception of wellness and doing something for yourself, well-being, that it's then goes to the people around you.
Sounds idyllic, and I think we'd all like to go somewhere like that after World Travel Market, for sure. Elizabeth, just want to understand a little more about your organisation and how many people are coming forward. How many businesses are coming forward to join Healing Hotels of the World?
Yeah.
Is that we've heard about the enormous scale of
Right.
wellness as a
Yeah.
sector.
Yeah.
Are you seeing more and more hotels and businesses
sure.
approaching you?
Oh, definitely.
And do you let them all in? And do you let them
No,
all in?
no.
They have to pass strict tests.
Yeah, right. Now, another figure in the same context you mentioned is that wellness tourism is developing 50 times stronger than normal tourism. And one German, the CEO of the biggest German travel organization, TUI, he said, I think 10 years or 15 years ago, he said, one day the majority of tourism will be wellness and health tourism. And it has, of course, many reasons how our life is now stressful, of how all the chronic diseases are coming up, that depression is will be one of the main causes for death in future, so it's also the soul. And speaking of the soul, another example, the founder of one of the most successful holistic health resorts in Austria, Lanzerhof, which is very famous also, it has now a branch in Germany. And he said, it's very upscale, many prestigious people come there. And he said they come because they have a certain health problem, but they come because they seek a purpose in their lives, because they seek something, because life has become empty. They have success abound, but they're still, they feel there's a lack. And so this Healing Hotels, this whole movement has a purpose to as you said it's massage, it's meditation. I mean, what it all the different aspects of finding to come back to yourself, to feel yourself again, to feel your heart love again, and to also to learn about a purpose, a meaningful life.
And that's what all of us are searching
This is
for.
all
Purpose
contained in
before
this
profit.
movement. Yeah, it's amazing. It's really amazing. And so we see, like, sometimes I think they're like mushrooms coming everywhere in the world.
Yes.
And it's the same drive. in every country. It's the same passion. It's the same speaking about organics, speaking about sustainability, speaking about healthy drinking. It's speaking about finding peace, silence. It's everywhere in the world. It's the same understanding. It's
and
like
this is clearly one of the reasons for this seismic opportunity opening up, isn't it, now, that this gets right into the heart of people's mentality now.
it's
and
what we
people
need
want.
right
It's
now.
what we need,
Our society needs.
Yeah, if I can just add, I think, yes, that in wellness tourism, we really get reflection of what it's all about. Let's say in other parts of tourism, it's hectic, it's nice, it's also indifferent, but in wellness, it's really reflection of you, of your surroundings or something.
Yes.
I want to just mention one thing which I find so amazing. We speak about tourism, we speak about hotels, but now we speak a lot about centers of learning, centers of changing your life, centers of getting new experience who you really are. And it's just amazing that these holistic resorts, these hotels are becoming so important role to play in our society. That's really...
Okay, we're going to bring this to a close shortly as we have an important event to attend, which we'll tell you about in just a minute. But just imagining that we were all going off to stay in a lovely resort, which I really wish I was actually, after World Travel Market. Give us your example of somewhere where you've visited that you feel best embodies these virtues of wellness tourism. Lisa?
I could give an example of a Finnish program, which I have attended, not the whole one, because it's obviously around sauna, as it's suitable for Finland. It's a sauna tour in Kuusamo, which is in eastern Finland, near the border to Lapland. And 9 Kuusamo entrepreneurs have joined together. They have 9 different saunas, and you can go to each and every one of them in a sauna bathing spree of 14 hours.
40 hours?
14 hours.
14 hours.
Yes, 40 would be too much.
Yes, you go very wrinkly,
Yeah. Not everybody does it like that.
Yeah.
You can also have only a couple of saunas at one time.
Yeah.
But I must say, it was a lovely experience. They have done it so well. You are traveling around the village in bathrobes and little sauna hats on top of your head.
Yep.
And then you do fishbone acupuncture or the traditional Finnish massage in the Kalevala way. Kalevala is our national epos, and make your own healing creams from natural ingredients
a
and
unique
things like that.
proposition.
Yeah.
Yes. And Dr. Rabia, where would you visit after World Travel Market? Give us an example of a...
Yeah, I will refer to the experience or the question that raised before 2 days during one of the events here. That was a debate between one of the, Richard Quest and another food travel writer. He's very famous. He used to be a chef.
Yes.
And the people start asking him about his unique experiences.
Yep.
The same question. And he started talking about the local food and to engage with the local community and eating these local food without, they don't want 22 main course menu, so he just want this experience. And they start talking about the uniqueness of this, the authenticity of the experience. And I asked him, listen, have you been tried to eat in Mars and other planets? How? I told him, you know the Martian movie that's now playing in the cinemas?
Yes.
It's filmed in Wadi Rum in Jordan. So,
Yes, yes.
so this is the experience, the uniqueness or the authenticity, where you can eat in other planets, where you are here in the Earth and Mars. You eat the local food. We call it zerb. It's a lamb buried by the sand. It's local food. It's very delicious.
Yep.
And you have this meditation session in one of the luxurious camps in the middle of the desert and the Wadi Rum, which is a copy of Mars. This is the thing that you want to introduce to your consumers. So maybe after the WTM, I will go back to Jordan, to Wadi Rum, to have this experience, and then go to the Dead Sea to float. By the way, in the Dead Sea, you can read the paper.
can read the newspaper, yeah.
Because of
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
This is the things that I think the consumers, they are looking for, the new experiences.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Experiences.
Last thing, while I'm smoking, outside in one of the events, I met with one of the people from Bangladesh. He told me, listen, the 50+ people, they are looking for new destinations, and you have really a big opportunity to push for Jordan, because people are looking for new destinations. They are really, I think they are start visiting the same places for 30, 40 times, and this is your time to be there. Since it's, as I told you, we have it all. It takes you beyond your expectations. This is the thing that you need to introduce and to repackage it again to your consumers.
Fantastic. Well, I don't think I'm able to visit Jordan after WTM.
So I
but
convince you.
I might go and see The
Thank you.
Martian. I might go and see The Martian at the cinema. But I'd love to go.
But if I'm honest,
Yeah.
being the person after 50s, I would, after WTM, like to go to see Petra in the morning and then experience the Dead Sea in the afternoon,
Yes.
or finish wellness more than going to Mars or something else. So,
It's what
Yeah.
wrong.
And your own practical example, Eva, what's an example of a resort
say,
that embodies
yeah,
these virtues?
in Slovenia, I would say we have quite unique, special one regarding the, honey and bee treatment, because we have a strong tradition in apiculture and beekeeping. And again, this is something, I mean, honey as to use it in wellness for your body, and of course bees are feeling the bees as your experience as well. So this happy wellness I would recommend as something special.
Nice one. Okay, yes. And Elizabeth, finally, you obviously have a lot of experience in this area. Is it fair to ask you to pick out one hotel that you would like to visit tomorrow?
Actually, if I listen to your places, I would love to go each one of these places. And
Okay.
I've given already an
That's
example.
very diplomatic.
Yeah.
My guest.
Oh, thank you.
Warmly welcome.
Well, appropriately enough, shortly we're able to go over to the Wellness Awards, which are going to be in the hall just the other side, in the North Hall, in this same position. And that starts very shortly, so we'll actually find out who's being celebrated as some of the best exponents of wellness tourism globally right now. But before that, I'd like you to join me in thanking both the Global Wellness Institute that has organized these brilliant sessions at WTM this week, and of course also to our panel this afternoon, to Eva, Elizabeth, to Lisa, and to Dr. Arabiat. Thank you very much.